In that moment, when Emma saw the golden sunlight spilling across Sarah's face as she stood by the window of their hotel room, she felt the world around them pause. They had been best friends since college, sharing countless adventures, from late-night talks about dreams and ambitions to standing by each other through heartbreaks and triumphs. But this trip to a luxurious resort hotel on the California coast was supposed to be just a simple escape from the hustle of Los Angeles life. Neither of them could have predicted that it would upend everything they thought they knew about themselves and each other. Emma had always been the organized one, a successful marketing executive in a bustling downtown office, with a perfectly planned schedule and a checklist of life goals. Sara, on the other hand, was a free-spirited artist, painting vibrant abstract landscapes and believing in the subtle signs the universe sent. They complemented each other perfectly, like two halves of a whole. They shared secrets, laughed over disastrous dates, and even joked from time to time that if they weren't women, they'd probably end up marrying each other. But it had always stayed a joke. Until this trip. They arrived at the hotel early in the morning, tired from the drive. The room was spacious and elegant, with floor-to-ceiling glass doors opening onto a balcony overlooking a sparkling turquoise pool surrounded by lush palm trees, manicured gardens, and comfortable lounge chairs with white umbrellas. The air carried the faint scent of ocean salt mixed with tropical blooms. Emma immediately unpacked, neatly hanging her clothes in the closet, while Sara tossed her bag aside and rushed to the balcony, exclaiming, "Look at this, Em. It's like something out of a dream. We're finally here, away from all the chaos, just the two of us." The first day unfolded in lazy bliss. They lounged by the pool, sipping non-alcoholic cocktails because Sara didn't drink and Emma didn't want to leave her out. They chatted about work. Sara had just finished a series of paintings for an upcoming gallery show, while Emma was navigating a challenging new campaign. But beneath the surface chatter, something was shifting. Emma caught herself staring at Sara longer than usual, at the way her wavy hair cascaded over her shoulders, how she smiled with her eyes half closed against the sun, her skin glowing in the warm light. "You okay?" Sara asked, noticing the lingering gaze. Emma brushed it off, just exhausted from the drive. "Let's order room service tonight." That evening, they changed for dinner in the room. Emma slipped into a sleek black dress with thin spaghetti straps that accentuated her confident poise, while Sara chose a soft beige wrap dress that made her look ethereal, like a figure from one of her own paintings. They sat on the balcony, enjoying fresh salads and pasta, watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. The conversation drifted to more personal territory. Sara opened up about her recent breakup, a guy who couldn't appreciate her artistic soul, leaving her feeling shattered. "I'm tired of men, Em. They're all so predictable. What about you? Still seeing that architect?" Emma nodded, but a pang hit her heart. The relationship had been comfortable for months, more routine than passionate. "He's nice, reliable, but sometimes I feel like I'm searching for something deeper." Sara looked at her intently, her eyes reflecting the soft glow from the room's lamp. "Deeper how? Tell me." And Emma did. She poured out her feelings of emptiness in relationships, her longing for someone who understood her without words, who connected on a soul level rather than obligation. Sara listened quietly, then reached across the table and took Emma's hand. "You deserve so much more, Em. You're strong, but you hide your vulnerability sometimes. Remember in college, when we promised to always be honest with each other?" The night deepened, bringing a storm of unspoken emotions. Back inside, Sara stood by the glass doors, gazing at the moonlit pool below, its surface shimmering like a mirror. Emma approached, the air thick with unspoken tension, not the casual ease of friendship, but something electric, profound. "Sara, I think I've been lying to myself all this time." Emma's voice trembled. She'd never been this vulnerable. Sara turned, her face illuminated by the warm bedside lamp, revealing every detail, the faint freckles across her nose, her warm brown eyes filled with questions, and perhaps a flicker of hope. "What do you mean?" Emma stepped closer, their faces inches apart. "I mean us. You and me. All these years, it's been more than friendship. I'm terrified to say it out loud, but when I look at you, I feel like I'm truly home. Sara froze, her breath quickening. The drama unfolded in silence, flashes of memories, their shared road trips, nights crashing in the same bed after parties, how Sara was always Emma's first call in joy or crisis. Are you serious? I thought it was just in my head. I was scared to death of losing you if I ever said anything. Tears welled in her eyes. All those dates, trying to find someone, it was me attempting to forget how deeply I love you. Not as a friend, as everything. They stood there, foreheads touching, arms wrapping around each other, feeling the warmth through the thin fabric of their dresses. One black, one beige, like yin and yang. Below, the pool water gently rippled, palms rustled in the breeze, and the room held an intimate quiet. Emma broke the silence first, gently cupping Sara's cheek. Their lips met in a kiss, tender, overflowing with years of suppressed emotion. It wasn't a rush of wild passion, but a revelation, a kiss speaking of trust, acceptance, and the discovery that what they'd sought was right in front of them all along. It was brief yet transformative. When they pulled apart, Sara smiled through tears. What now? We're here in this beautiful hotel, away from the world. But reality is waiting back home. Emma held her tighter, staring at the moon's reflection in the pool. Now we're together. We'll figure it out. The important thing is we're finally honest. The remaining days at the resort became their private paradise. Long walks through the gardens hand in hand, late-night talks until dawn where they unpacked fears and dreams. Sara sketched Emma by the window, capturing that exact moment of realization, the sunlight on her face, the pool in the background. Emma, in turn, encouraged Sara's art, brainstorming ideas for joint exhibitions and future shows. But the drama lingered. They knew returning to Los Angeles meant facing friends, family, and society. Emma worried about workplace judgments. Sara feared disapproval from her more traditional relatives. What if people don't understand? Sara whispered one night, curled against Emma. Yet the love born from deep friendship proved stronger than fear. They returned home not as best friends, but as a couple, ready to face challenges together. Emma ended things with the architect, explaining she'd found a true connection. Sara stopped dating altogether, channeling her energy into her paintings and their relationship. Their story wasn't a flawless fairy tale. There were arguments, moments of doubt when old habits clashed with new realities. One tense evening at a family dinner, Sara's mother asked directly, "Are you two together now?" Sara squeezed Emma's hand under the table and replied firmly, "Yes. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me." Over time, their bond grew unbreakable. They moved into a cozy apartment in the heart of the city, where Sara set up a sunlit studio overlooking the streets, and Emma thrived in her career, inspired by her partner's creativity. They traveled often, weekend getaways to beaches or mountains, but always cherished returning to that original hotel as their sacred starting point. There, by the window with the view of the pool and palms, they had realized true love doesn't announce itself dramatically. It grows quietly from friendship and blooms in a single, life-changing kiss. This is the story of two American women who risked everything for authenticity. Realistic and laced with drama, yet brimming with hope. In a country that celebrates freedom, such stories happen more than one might think. Emma and Sara became living proof. Sometimes, the greatest love stories begin with best friends forever, and evolve into forever together.